was a longer process. So after I finished school, I first started to explore the world. I did a long world travel, and this was actually the first time that I got in touch with some spiritual people. This was very interesting for me because in my little home village there was nothing about meditation. I never experienced something like this. Later on, when I went back home, I started to study, and I went from biology to philosophy to theology, and but while I was studying, I felt that it's just nourishing basically my mind, and that something was starving inside, and I had a hunger for something, but I didn't know what it was. So I talked to my friends, and they said, yeah, maybe you should pray. You should start praying that you get in touch with something. And I felt, that's weird, but when I was really desperate, I really felt this intense hunger. I started to pray, and very quick after that I got in touch with a book. It's called Yoga, the Yoga Sutras, and this was very impressive for me. It was really like I felt this book was totally different to all the books I have read before in philosophy, and from that moment on I felt yoga is really something that I want to explore. I want to know more about yoga. So I started to read Vivekananda. When I read his books, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, I felt really that he was expressing everything that I had gone through before I came to these books. Also, I felt really that not just my mind was fulfilled and my intellectual part, but also that my heart really got nourishment. So what he mentioned in his book, that you go through different phases in your life, and at a certain point you get really ready for something deeper, and I really agreed with that. I could understand what he meant because I went through different things, and I was really at this point where I was looking for something else, what I could not find in the outer world, in my studies, with my friends, whatever, in my travels. So at this point he mentioned, so when this cry or this hunger or this feeling gets more and more intense, so you might meet a spiritual teacher. And I just thought, this is weird. I don't want to go to India. I want to stay where I am now, and I want to continue my living here. But then soon afterwards I saw a poster, and it said something from the meaning. I just repeat the meaning, like this path is difficult to go. It's like the knife. It's like the knife. You cannot say just. It meant basically you cannot make a compromise. There's just yes or no. There's nothing in between. And the old sages and the old masters, they know about it. So this was the meaning behind it, basically. And this touched me very much, and I really wanted to go to this lecture. So I went to this class. This was in February 25 years ago. And I have to say, when I entered the room, this was for me already like I enter into another energy. I really felt that in this room there was something I've never felt before. So this was for me already a very unique experience. And I followed the evenings. There were 4 evenings. I went there every week to listen what the young boy had to say. He was what I liked about him, he was very sincere to me. I felt very authentic, and you could really feel like with Vivekananda that he meant what he was talking about, and that he really tried to live this also. So this was what was touching me and what was really reaching out to me. And I felt like, wow, there are really people who really try to live their ideal, like the philosopher says. So you always have an ideal you want to live up to. And I really felt that this boy, he's really trying to do it. So was what was attracting me a lot, and I thought I really want to know more about it. So this is how I actually became in touch with this kind of yoga. I would say at the beginning I was, now I would say, a little restless. I really had a lot of energy and I wanted to do many things at one time, and meditation really helped me to become more focused, to become more clear, more quiet, and also to be more relaxed to when something happens to you and this is really like difficult, or you are afraid of something, or you have a challenging situation in the outer life, not to get too much drawn into it, always to keep a distance, because what I learned through meditation is really that everything that happens is a meaning, just to accept what is there, step back, look at it, and try to find out what it is about, what you have to learn. So everything that happens to me is meaningful and has a sense, and not to get too much drawn into it, step back, relax, and then go back into the situation. So this was really helpful for me, also with my family or with friends, and especially later I also in my business, it really helped me.
Singing and dancing in my heart's sky.